YouTube, we're back. Yes. Re-upped my armor, electric jetpack, and stuff. We ran the machine overnight, got a decent amount of mats. I did hit a brick wall, kind of, in a way. I had a natural cobble gen, where we had a pool of lava and a water source not too far away, and it was generating lava, or generating cobblestone, preventing the machine from moving. So we didn't quite go the entire night, but, you know. I created an extra pulverizer and an extra powered furnace off cam, and an extra export bus. This is exporting just the materials that we're going to be pulverizing, along with cobblestone for sand. I have a decent amount of sand, I think. Yeah, 1,400. What happened there? Anyway, but when there are no ores of these types, then it'll pop in some cobblestone. Problem is, as soon as it kicks on the cobblestone, then it stops processing the other stuff, which I might do is, as soon as I get some gates going, I'll flip this over to active with signal, or once per pulse, and then that should allow it to bounce back over to the other ores. But gates are a little bit further down the road. Not actually that far, actually, but I'll probably start to do some gates here in a little bit, since I've got decent power source, fuel, and I've got a decent number of diamonds now. Did someone just pop? Okay. Nathan's just looking for some track. He wants to do some steve carts, so I told him there was some mine shafts near my house, and I showed him where they're at, so he's going to go do some more searching for tracks. Yeah. Oh, he just went down. He's bringing along Kieran with him. Alright, so yeah, I got these guys working at another row of deep store. Remember, I made 8, so I set these guys up to do redstone, coal, nicolite, and lapis, and I'll do the same thing I did here to all these guys down here. I'll just set it up to bring these guys into the ME network. I figured, I ran it for a while, and it seemed like these guys were the highest quantity items that I was getting, so I figured I would, save a little bit of space on my drive and opt those guys out of the setup. But I am filling up, not really on types, I'm filling up on bytes used, so I will have to create some more storage disks also, probably not too distant future. And this guy should always, yep, see, so iron came through, some lead. So he's processing right now. There's the iron. So he's actually able to keep up with the setup. I think that's pretty cool. And then I just have to pull this out every once and again, the cobble, to do some of the other ore types. So it's all working pretty well. I want to continue expanding on it, though. I want to go ahead and get this power furnace up, and the power furnace is going to do our, particularly almost completely, just purely the aluminum, although, you know what, I could probably manually do that too. I want to set up the machine. You know, I might not. I might just do the aluminum manual. I don't want to. These machines I'm going to leave as part of the processing. These guys will stay hooked up, although I'm going to tweak its location a little bit. And then I'll have another induction smelter, another pulverizer, and another furnace for crafting only. This is processing, and then crafting will be completely separate. There are times when I need to craft, for instance, quartz dust I might want to turn into silicone, so I'll need a separate furnace that isn't attached to this guy. And I don't want to throw a furnace on here that's only job is going to be to turn aluminum ore into aluminum. So I'm not going to hook up a thing to that, a furnace. The setup I'll have will be induction smelter, pulverizer, and a furnace, and potentially a sawmill, but I don't think so. Nathan is going to go ahead and do a Steve cart, so what I'll do is I'll just barter with him for stacks of wood. He'll have tons of it. And then I'll put it off until I absolutely need fuel. Until I run out of fuel, then I can switch over to biofuel later. Let's see, we should be... We're going down a little bit over here. But we're still topped off over here, and we're still getting oil from our setup. Although our machine's off. Let me turn this back on. I'm actually toggling that on and off as needed. Oops. I'll come back here later with a pick. I'm toggling on and off as needed because I'm able to produce faster than I'm burning right now. Okay, so we're going to kind of not go directly back to the video. I just wanted to show you some footage I got of, well, I was turning off my machine, so I decided to offer up my machine's output to anyone that was interested. Since I wasn't going to be able to process that, I didn't want to let the machine just sit idle. Tag took me up on the offer, so I helped them reconfigure the machine, basically the remote on and off switch and the item tesseract, hooked it up in their base, and you know, where I had almost the ideal way to handle, sort, and process, you know, the machine's output. Tag had spent a really long time building an overworld base, a really large one, and then they kind of abandoned it for a Mistcraft age. So they had just kind of finished the process of building their Mistcraft age base, and they hadn't really teched up at all. So I mean, they were still using cobblestone and iron furnaces at the time. They had a number of redstone engines, but also they had a pair of steam engines that weren't even hooked up yet. So it was really weird that they decided to take the offer, but they took the offer, and I spent probably 2 hours, a little bit of recording, a little bit of just watching the Tag guys attempt to capture and store all of the machine's output, even though they really weren't set up to do it yet. So I'm going to play a little bit of that back, and let you watch what happened.
So yes, Ed's let us lend this mining machine, and if we turn around here,
I've got
it doesn't
stack of 64 diamonds.
up in here and here. Basically, what's doing is it's got more resource than we've ever had in this short time. Nathan and Connor are following it along the tunnel, aren't you, Connor?
Yes, and we're just picking up all of the bits of diamonds and iron.
In the walls.
Yeah, there's...
What's bauxite for?
Smelt the gold.
No. Not macerated. Yeah, macerated first. We need to make a macerator.
Yeah, but we need to. I need to get a chest
smelt
upgrade.
any ores until we've macerated.
I need to get a chest upgrade so we don't overfill. We don't have a big
Kieran,
explosion.
use barrels.
We have.
Can't you just divert the cobble so it goes into a bin?
The issue is, okay, diamond pipe, quick. Get 2 diamonds, diamond pipe. Divert the cobble properly. It's just hectic.
I've got 2 stacks.
Okay.
I've got basically 2 stacks of iron now.
Okay.
19 diamonds.
Now you know why I created the AE network before I even thought of turning the machine on.
Ed, can you turn it off for a sec?
Yeah, just flip
Okay,
the
right,
lever over
it's
there.
off. And it's off and it's still doing this. Spare. Right, quick. Yes. Okay. Right. So,
God, that was close. I need
4
food.
stacks.
Colin, have you got any food?
Yes, I do.
Whereabouts are you down the tunnel? What's
That
your...
diamond pipe's not going to help any. Your chest
Okay, so
Mine
it should be-
is 750.
Oh god, I'm minus 250.
Yeah, I went a long way down the mine, Nathan.
You can make another barrel until everything go yellow.
No, all I say is empty the barrel.
Well, just make a void pipe.
Nathan,
if you really don't want
are you at the machine?
No, I'm far away. I'm near the entrance to the mine.
Oh, we do really
Yeah,
want
Wait,
to
so have I
go
been coming?
back to-
Have I been going the wrong way back to the
Okay,
mission?
I'm really
There is a
it.
possibility you have, yes.
Oh,
Which means we could be meeting.
let's meet at like -400 or something then.
Yeah.
Right, that's it. Colin, we've got a kind of a mini sorting system now, so the chest don't get bombarded with
Just bin dirt and cobble.
Well, puts it into barrels, everything else gets processed.
Alright, you should make it so it spits dirt and cobble into the bin.
Yeah,
What? It's already fed?
yeah, Kieran.
Just
Kieran.
do a void pipe. Void pipe everything other than the 64.
Is this mining machine turned off?
Yeah,
Yes.
Good.
I don't really think. Is there any simpler way to actually make
Oh god.
it?
No,
Yeah.
no, it's flying me. Someone teleport me, please. It put me through the floor. Can you get ready to teleport me as soon as I join, please, Kieran?
Yeah, there's a portal book where.
Okay,
No, don't join yet. I'm still going through all the lists. No.
just tell me as soon as I join, you press the button, okay?
I can't pick. I'm gonna have to manually type in your name.
You guys, this is not cheating.
I'm ready.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
I'm logging in.
Seemed to work fine for me.
Yeah.
Win.
it didn't even
Thank
say.
you.
It didn't say anything in the
Thank-
console.
Thank you. Well, phew, that was close.
What's an appetite used for?
Why are we using this?
I just made them for you. Just put them down, just randomly on the floor.
We need them.
We are
Really only
needing-
need one, but
We need something to make this tesseract spit. Does this tesseract spit into adjacent inventories?
yes,
the hoobings.
that's why I had the relay. But you could potentially do a chest with a bunch of redstone and wood pipes, but you should have enough resources in the chest that the thing mined to make one.
Whoa, okay. Whoa, okay.
To make it easier, I think I have a. I think I've got a redstone wafer left. That way you don't have to make the wafers.
Where does the...
Let's see. Yeah, I've got a wafer, so that should make it a little easier.
Do the hoppers output into pipes?
No,
Really?
only into inventories.
Wow.
It's just a transposer and a buffer and a red
Wait,
wafer.
we need
so
a
it's-
digital chest.
No,
Yeah.
we need an any storage system.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need lots of logs. And
Where?
one slab.
Right.
That is really easy to make.
I know.
But
someone
it's
else-
7 logs per. It's 7 logs per though.
Right.
Oh,
So
fine.
that's like 2 trees.
It'll be fine.
You need to make about 40 or so.
How does one craft a...
Yeah, Kieran,
Yeah.
Make...
here's an energy pipe.
Thank you.
iron chest, which is wooden chest, one about iron.
Okay, right. Can you work on getting a reel? Can you get a relay again, Connell?
I'm working on the what's it?
Nathan, can you get a relay again? I'm going
That's
to.
the one barrels.
Nathan, can you get the relay? 'Cause I'm hooking up the power. I'm gonna get the power working.
Hang on, you gotta give me a chance to smelt some gold!
Is this
We
the only
will-
machine you guys have to smelt stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember, we're still stuck in the 80s. God.
Basically, Ed, we've been working on bases more.
You've been building lots
because
of
of
buildings,
all-
but not actually making anything inside them.
Yeah, exactly.
If you come inside this,
Stole my gold.
this building has the most stuff in. You go into the other building, go into its basement. This is the high tier technology that we currently own.
You've got to admit that is pretty high tech, though. You cannot disagree.
What's high tech?
Come into the other basement.
Are you joking?
I saw two or three engines down on the floor.
That's high tech.
Exactly.
Well, like
That's cool.
NASA. Where would NASA and shit?
They don't have any obsidian.
Get with
and we need, like, obsidian.
If we just watch this now.
So what happens is stuff comes through there like this magically, and it will go up there into. Well, that's a lot. So we got it color coded. So, say iron goes into that chest, we get nickelite into that chest. We get redstone into that chest. We get. Why is there flint going into that chest?
You'll actually get a decent amount of flint.
Oh, yeah, you don't get that much. What's it, lead? Do you?
No.
Okay, so yeah, this is basically just our barrel system. We've not got one for diamonds.
I know, because we're not going to find that many.
2 Nicolite, really?
Why have we got 2 nickelite chests?
Mm-hmm.
That's not
That's
meant
supposed to be aluminium.
Uh-huh. Somebody...
Don't you need to give them redstone power?
No.
No, you don't need to in this version.
No. Right. 3, 2, 1. Sorry, that little instruction. Ready to fire it up, Connell. So
Yeah.
what's the what we've done is we've moved it. So now the items are going to speed through the system
Did you
instead.
change that to the right ID?
Yes.
Ah, there you go. There you go. There you go. That's going faster.
Almost all of it's being voided, though.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it go. Look at it go. It is all being voided.
Not all.
Is it actually all being voided or?
No, we got
No.
some iron.
It goes so
No.
fast, it's really actually hard to see.
Yep. That's good. Go.
The quicker we get rid of the entities.
So why do we go and
You
work
got
on
another
different-
4 diamonds
why
and
do
2
we go and
emeralds.
work on different project then, Connell, let this run. We've got a chunk loader.
Because you've got diamonds down there that you didn't pick up.
You should actually use the mats to start building some machines. And stop working on building buildings.
Machine? What is this?
You know, maybe some, I don't know.
Basically, this is what happens when Nathan dies and loses all the stuff. We just simply ask Ed, can we borrow his mining machine? And this is what it turns out. Wow.
That's a lot of stuff, you see.
And we're not stopping anywhere soon, are we, Connell?
You're actually probably going to
Emerald.
want to make quite a few more barrels. Like I said, around 40, you'd be good.
Yeah.
What they're doing, just moving on to the next one. Basically what happens is it first or the middle reach it, then as you can see when it starts speeding up, that's where it starts pulling in other stuff from further away pipes and block breakers.
Don't want that.
Yeah, there is a short pause in the output. That's
we
when
have a
your
gold
machine
chest.
is actually running, moving.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it go. This is. Shall I go and get some more logs?
Yeah,
Yeah, probably should.
I'm just having fun staring at it.
We're all just like hypnotized by, well, Ed's really not keeping Ed sorted.
Ooh.
Ollie's gonna come over and see it now.
And I am back.
Ollie's coming over in a minute, can't see it.
He may have tried to pilfer our items.
Well, if he considers them ill-gotten, he won't really care. He won't feel bad about it.
Yeah, the thing is though, I think the shop is a bad idea now, because what happens if someone sets up something like this and feeds it into the shop?
There we go. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Yeah.
Actually,
Please.
no, cause they've earned those items, so
That was fun.
no, just ignore.
Alright, welcome back. It turns out I forgot to, or didn't get around to, recording some of the changes I made. So I'm just going to go over some of the changes I made. And just a screenshot here will give you an idea of what's going on. Of course, the far right, I've got my combustion engines. And then to the left of that, in the back, you see an energy cell. So I've got that buffering the output to pretty much everything else. It continues on along that wall towards the ME network, and it powers the ME network. But also to the far right of the combustion engines, it goes up to the roof and powers my thermal expansion, pulverizer, and powered furnace. And then, of course, at the energy cell, you can see it goes down, and it comes towards the thermal expansion machines you see in the center of the room, comes up through the middle of them, and then it continues all the way up to the ceiling, and then around, and then up just to the top left-hand corner of the screen. It goes up, and it hits two more thermal expansion machines, the liquid transposer and the magma crucible. So all my machines are hooked up, and I even have two new ones. I have a new pulverizer, and I have a new power furnace, and they're connected right in front of you. You just can't see them. One's facing the opposite direction, the energy cell, and the other one's facing the deep storage units. The idea behind this configuration is the fewer connections, the fewer outgoing connections you have on a conduit network, the less drop you have in the potential. The conduit network can go insane distances without losing any power. What you do lose power on is anytime you draw energy from the conduit network, the overall potential of that network is dropped by 5%. So what we're doing here is, you see I've got a cluster of connections around this one section of conduit. So that's considered I think that's considered 1.5% drop in potential. And then upstairs I've got two more conduits. One section conduit for my pulverizer and powered furnace, and the other section for the liquid transposer and the magma crucible. So that's why I decided to go ahead and arrange it in this kind of fashion, where machines are sharing conduit sections. It also kind of makes a little tighter configuration, uses less space as well. The machines have the very similar setup as they did before. Of course, I didn't have a powered furnace before, but we've got ME imports and exports connected to them, and the outputs on all the machines are facing relays, and these thermal expansion machines can output into relays just like they would chests, and they automatically get pushed into our ME interfaces, which will then take it and put it into our ME drive. At this point, I haven't created any new ME drives. I still just have the one. But off cam, I also created a bunch more ME storage interfaces, and that's what you see underneath the deep storage drives. I have 8 hooked up right now. All 8 that I built, ME storage drives, or deep storage, I have sitting there. And all I did was add 4 more in the back, add their inventories into the filter so they get filtered out, and of course I added, like I said, the ME storage drives to the ME storage devices to the bottom of them. I could potentially put them on the faces or on the sides, but at the bottom it really works best, because they all have bottoms and all the bottoms are exposed and they're all next to each other, so it's really the best way to go with it. So I'll take you to the next screenshot, and this one is going to be a screenshot of our furnaces, our furnace and our pulverizer. So it also is using one section of pipe. You can see it behind the pipe. They're using the same section of conduit, but because they're using the same section of conduit, they can't be next to each other. So what I have is both machines can not only access, or they can receive inventory from above them in the form of the hoppers. The pulverizer feeds in the top, and then it will output into a relay that's below them. And that relay directly connects to the bottom of the furnace. So the furnace has two potential inputs, at the top and at the bottom. If the pulverizer puts out too many types of dust, then the relay also acts as a temporary storage. The relay will always attempt to connect or to push items out even though there's no location for them. And as soon as an location opens up, then it'll push the dust into the furnace. So it acts like automatically ejecting chests, just like the hoppers were in the vertical situation. But instead of having 4 slots, a relay has 9. So it's like 2.5 hoppers, or a little more than 2 hoppers worth of inventory space, which is kind of cool. I never thought of that, but you could potentially throw that in a vertical setup as well. But yeah. So if I'm going to have something both pulverized and smelted, then I would put it on the top of the furnace, or I put it on the top of the pulverizer. It would get kicked out in the relay and then pumped over to the furnace. If something just needs to be fed into the furnace, then I put it into the hopper above the furnace. The only downside, of course, is regardless what I put in the pulverizer, it'll always get sent to the furnace, regardless whether I either want it to or not. Unless I go into the pulverizer's interface and I tell it, I disable the bottom output. So if I wanted to pulverize cobblestone, for instance, and I didn't want it to output the sand to turn it into glass, then I'll have to go into the pulverizer's interface and turn off the output. So that's pretty much all for that. Pretty basic. And then the last configuration is the magma crucible and the liquid transposer. So the magma crucible is on the right. That I would input in redstone or ender pearls. I could potentially put a hopper on top of that as well. It's, I think, the power hog of them all. I think it's like 30 MJ to run. And if you could see, it's connecting to the same conduit piece section. So it should also be limiting the amount of waste in the conduit network. But because it's using the same section, it's not directly connected, so I can't pump liquid. But if you look behind the conduit, and that orange pipe behind it, that's liquid duct. So I've got liquid duct out the bottom of the magma crucible that's getting pumped into the bottom of the liquid transposer. And then I have a secondary input / output of a tank, a thermocraft tank. So if I'm pumping in and I over pump in, say, redstone, I put in too much redstone, then I can send it to the tank. And then I could pull it back out of the tank just by playing around with the inputs and outputs of the tank and the liquid transposer to get it back out. So that's pretty much how I rerouted the conduit network and how I connected a couple of machines that weren't able to be connected anymore because they weren't directly touching, to get around the fact that they weren't able to directly connect. Not much else got changed in the base while I did that. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the video and show you how I configured the machines, and we'll go from there. I talked a little bit about the engines and the fact that I created an energy cell off cam, and it's really a thing where I could tweak the amount of engines that are being run that, you know, need to power the base. Also, I moved some machines around to make better use of the energy conduit. I'm just showing you here the output of the mining machines about where it was. And I'm going to start pulling out some ores that I could use to configure some of the machines. The aluminum, of course, is going to go into the powered furnace. The iron and the silver and the ferrous are going to go into the pulverizer, or the induction smelter. So that'll be income from the bottom. We're going to put our iron, silver, and ferrous. We'll add more items as we get them in from the machine. And there it goes. It instantly starts producing iron. It'll push it out into the relay, and then the relay will instantly push it into the ME interface, which will add it to the ME network. And pretty much the same thing with the other guys. We're putting in the powered furnace, export bus the aluminum, and it'll instantly go into the machine, and then the machine will output to the relay next to it, and then the aluminum will get put into the ME network. Of course, the more machines that we have hooked up and actively running, the more energy we'll use. So the energy level will go up and down kind of sporadically. But that's what the energy cell is for. If the usage goes up, then the energy cell will slowly drain. And see, as we added some items to the machines, we're using more power now. We're using 26 units so far. And of course, all those devices are connected. You got the import and export buses, the cables, the ME interfaces, and the crafting and the drive. We've already got a little over 750,000 cobblestone, and I'm kind of worried about whether I'm going to have enough sand to make all that to keep up with the demand of the induction furnace. So I'm putting in some cobblestone, and that will get pulverized into sand to keep up with the induction smelter, hopefully. Of course, though, the pulverizer actually pulverizes faster than the induction smelter can smelt, but I don't want it to be the only thing that the machine does. But we shouldn't have a problem, at the very least, keeping up with the sand. And the cool thing is, the ME network will send sand to our deep storage unit. There's some other things I could pulverize that I'm not. I could be pulverizing, I forget which ore that makes, shoot, right off the top of my head, I forget the name of the ore. But it makes quicksilver, I think, when you pulverize it. And I'm not going to bother doing that. So I'm just looking for some more ores. Tungsten can be pulverized. Lead can be smelted. Gold, of course, can be smelted. The Mos7Wan7ed's, I think, can be put into the furnace, but I'm not going to bother with that. I think I mentioned that already. So we're going to go ahead and I guess add the tungsten. Not sure why I'm putting lead in here. Okay, I take the lead back out. So I just want to put the tungsten in there. That gets macerated in the tungsten dust. Then I'll put cobblestone behind it, so that hopefully it'll do cobble when there's no tungsten available. And then I'll put the gold and the lead in there into the induction smelter to be turned into ingots. There's more coming in the next episode. I don't think maybe I've mentioned this way too many times, but the machine doesn't run at a level that's going to give me copper or tin, so I'm going to have to create some break tech machines very soon to compensate for the fact that the machine's not grabbing them, so that I could still, manufacture machines and stuff. And that's probably something I'm going to do with the very next episode. But I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here, so thanks for watching. Thanks for watching an episode of my Feed the Beast Ultimate video series. If you had any questions, comments, or ideas about what went on in the video, then please leave me some feedback in the comment section below. Also, if the video was helpful, useful, or entertaining to you, then please like the video. If you did find this episode entertaining, then feel free to visit my YouTube channel and find the Feed the Beast Ultimate playlist to watch other videos. And subscribe while you're there so you know when the next video is available. See you next time.